Welcome to my channel. I'm Kira Woods from KiraWoods.com, and thank you so much for joining me today. This is your weekly intuitive tarot reading for November 23 to 29. So I'm giving the cards a quick shuffle, and I'd like to draw 3 cards for this particular reading. And I sort of think about this as a little bit around just the energy that's around us this week, and it's a combination of all these 3 cards and how they come together and interact and inform and share, how the energy merges into a sense of knowing. And I've also got here what I call a help card from the monthly reading for November, and it's the Hanged Man. So if you're unfamiliar with my readings, the Hanged Man is about turning your view around. So I've talked about it quite a lot in the monthly reading, so go check it out. But it's around, as you look at the energy around the week, at the same time be mindful overall the lesson you're learning this month is around being thoughtful around, are you looking at the situation from a whole perspective? Do you need to turn your view or your perception or your expectation around and look at something differently to really fully understand and therefore be able to make your best informed decision? In doing that, you may find this card will indicate that you may be challenged around sacrificing something you believe, or a belief or a view that you've held true in the past but was really based more on a perception of the past, or perhaps it was based on an expectation that is no longer valid or realistic. So this is a time, and then this card shows up, this is a time or a lesson about the importance of renewal. It's about looking at perhaps letting go of something that is really not that important anymore in reference to the gain of something greater in your life. So to do that, you need to have, it's a card of reflection, it's a card of listening to your inner wisdom, your unconscious self. So, reflect if you're having a hard time, if you're not sure where you're going, particularly the beginning part of the week, because there's some decision making to be made and the mind's a little bit caught up and not really knowing which way to go. I encourage you to really listen to your inner self, suspend your expectation or your desire for something to occur in the immediate, and really recognize what needs to change or what is changing within you. And does the situation look differently if you look at it from, a slightly different perspective or with a slightly different expectation or outcome? It's very hard, I know, to have no expectations. Sometimes it's around, though, if we identify what our expectations are, that can be the key or the catalyst for the shift that we need to make, because this card is about surrendering your will, particularly if your will or your ego is what is dominating your perspective at the moment and that isn't serving you, and your unconscious self wants to inform you that there's a slightly different way to look at it that would serve you better. Because while this card is hanging out, until you do that work, you're going to probably find you have an inability to really follow through with any course of action. That it's really important, the evaluation and the reflection that occurs before we take that action. And particularly here with this 2 of swords, the swords are about the mind, they're about our values, our beliefs, our communication, all things mental, our analysis of a situation. So this card's indicating that some decision is being thought about or reflected upon. And there's obviously a moment of pause when this card is here. Is this pause, though, our inability to make a decision, therefore maybe we're in denial about something, it might indicate, or is this pause because we've chosen to close our eyes and go inside and truly reflect and be thoughtful and mindful and observe how our mental processes are feeding or informing where we want to go? So this could be, so the first few days of the week, particularly with the Hangman there, it may indicate that you've still got a little bit of work to do that you may not have finished throughout the month, around really finding that stillness in the mind as you make decisions, to really be aware of what it is that you want to manifest in your life, and the decisions that you will make to go along with it. If you say, no, I really feel clear on that, and I have done the work, but then this card may indicate that you're just stuck. You're stuck in terms of the fact you're allowing your mind to dominate, and you're allowing your mind to be a bit of a trickster into preventing you from making a decision, because of perhaps fear of the past failures, or perhaps you might find it's because you are afraid of the future. Even the future that you so desire comes with a certain amount of fear, because there's always an element of the unknown. So when I see this card, I kind of think that if you've got to ask yourself, is this denial, or is this a valid time of reflection? If it's denial, then it's kind of the push to say, well, it's really it's in your best interest to make a decision, to accept that all decisions have consequences. You do your best to really embrace the challenge, particularly because we have the page coming in here. So this page is it's the beautiful card of the dreamer, of the it comes up when we have a dream, or we have a new project on the horizon, and it could be a hobby or business venture, it could be educational experience, it could be something new in our material world, but it's something we really do feel quite enthusiastic about, and we want to focus on, and it's the thing we've always wanted. This card is saying that, make the decision, put things in action, that you can really start to truly engage upon this new thing that is wanting to manifest in your life. So it's like this page is that youthful exuberance or enthusiasm. When the page is around, the page doesn't really think very too far ahead. It doesn't care too much about the past. The page is that childlike energy where we just are so happy and enthusiastic, and we just feel this abundance of motivation and joy, and we want to really follow through with our dreams. And that's a really wonderful energy to have and utilize if you can do it, though, with a sense of common sense and a bit of a pragmatic approach, because page isn't foolish. The page is just saying that be mindful that your dreams are important and to follow through with them. Because if you do so, you can really focus on some really positive, tangible outcomes and results, and you can really get some clarity, particularly since you've got the Eight of Pentacles here. This is sort of indicating that sometimes there may be a clarity around a skill or a resource that you want to put some attention into, to put some dedication into, that will allow you to manifest these dreams in your material world that you want to manifest, whether it be a new job or a new home, or maybe some new financial resources, a greater sense of security, better health, things like that. So this Eight of Pentacles is letting you know that the energy is around you to really put some focus, to be dedicated to realize what is it that I need to do, what do I need to add into my toolbox to be able to gain that which I most desire, that which I dream. So it's like there's a real earnest with these two cards together. It's an earnest approach to this new project. It's around putting in the effort. It's around doing the hard work. It's about focusing on the mechanics that need to happen. It's about listening to that which is around you that wants to inform. It's about figuring out, do I need to study something? Do I need to put more focus or attention? This card is very much saying there's something in your life needs more focus, more attention, being a little bit more single-minded. We've all got 20 things happening at once. This is saying if you really want this dream to manifest, you may need to put some very specific focus, energy, and mindfulness into this thing that you want to manifest. This choice of creating something new in your life, this desire for the success, that you need to put a little bit of a dedication, focus, perseverance into it for it to manifest, that it's not going to just suddenly appear out of the sky type thing. So this is a very positive week for allowing your creative self to really, and to really acknowledge and to connect with that which you wished, really dreamed to and desire to manifest, And if the mind is holding you back, you have the opportunity to realize that and let it go. And or if it and within that, the mind also to become your asset, because the mind is the ability to have clarity, to have analysis, to have that thoughtfulness that is important with decision making in our lives and changes that we want to implement to get the very best outcome. So ask yourself, what is it that I've been dreaming about? What is it that I therefore would love to learn or develop or change? Where do I need to put focus? Where is my mind's ability to make decisions? Am I avoiding something? If so, what is it? If I put focus into it, if I come from a place of connection to the big picture, then something very positive can come from this week. So we've come to the end of November. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed these readings and the monthly. I will be putting up the December reading in the next day or so. So thank you very much, and please go to my website to connect with me at kirawoods.com. If you like these readings, please go post a review on my Facebook business page at Kira Woods Tarot. I'd really appreciate it, and love hearing from you. Have a fantastic day, and thanks very much. Cheers, bye.